let's start. Right, so we're starting now. Can you put the timer on? Put the timer on. Put
timer's on.
The timer's on. The timer's on. So it's 20 minutes till pick up, right? That's what it's called. It's called 20 minutes till pick up because we've got 20 minutes before we have to go and pick up the kids from school. It's not 20 minutes to pick up something else or 20 minutes till you find a pickup. Actually,
that would be a new reality show.
Well, to find
20 minutes to pick up someone.
No, well, you know what I'm thinking though is that because you've got a billion cars, but you don't have. Well, you don't have a billion cars. You're not Jay Leno, but you've got a lot of cars, but you don't have a pickup. What's wrong?
No, I don't.
What's wrong with you, man?
I thought you got to have one in your group. You got to have one. We had a guy. We had a guy in our group that we always thought was going to be pickup man, and then he moved.
No, I'm meaning a pickup like as in a truck.
Yeah, I know, but we thought there was one guy we'd be like, oh, you know what? Like Jimmy's got a pickup truck, so that of the group you could say, oh, hey, Jimmy, can we borrow your pickup for the weekend because we got to move a couch.
Yeah, okay. There's a lot of couches moving around.
I follow you guys, Ches, and you guys with your couch dating websites.
I know. Mark and Chesney.
I found a very lonely chair that I took a picture of the other night. So,
oh, you did?
Yes. But yeah, you need someone in the group. But then you also, when you talk to pickup truck people, pickup truck people answer the phone. No.
They do know.
Ring, ring, ring. No, because every phone call they get is, hey, you've got that pickup, right? Can we borrow it this weekend to return a chair, to take something here, to go there? Da, 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 da. So, no! You cannot borrow my pickup.
If I was a lonely person, which I'm not, well, I am sometimes, but I'm lonely in a crowd. But if I was a lonely person, I would get myself a pickup truck. Oh, because then you would make a lot of friends. Do you know what I mean? Or, they'd be fair weather friends, but technically they would be friends. That would be a way to...
Oh, your husband could get an off-road motorcycle that you could use.
No, you don't. Okay.
Just ignore. We're just going to go over it. We don't have time to get into that issue.
Well, we did see the other day driving around.
What did you...
It was a Holiday Inn bus. The little buses, like a shuttle.
Oh, right.
But it's got the proper bus doors.
Two bus doors?
It had been...
International sign for bus
doors. Bus doors. Okay.
But whoever bought it kind of said, it doesn't work for Holiday Inn, but... So they painted over the Holiday Inn, but you can still see it. But I was driving around, you could say, oh, somebody just owns this now. And my son's in the back, 6 years old. He goes, Dad, can we get one of those? How much fun would that be? Oh my God, it would be. Just a shuttle. And, want to play date? Sure. You just drive around in a shuttle. I do it anyways.
But every time you stopped somewhere, there'd be some random people knocking.
Can we come in? I always wanted to do that too. What? I come from a small town, Kitchener, Ontario. So you could have, as you're driving around, you see someone waiting for a bus and you just pull them. Where are you going? Oh, yeah, hop in, because I can get you there. I see you've been waiting, It's raining. Jump in.
No.
I'll follow the bus route.
If you've seen Silence of the Lambs, you'd never go in, man. You'd be like, no, I'll walk. Thanks. No, I'm walking. Yeah. I had that in Edinburgh once, actually. Because I periodically, especially when I'm in Britain, I like waiting for a bus. And in Edinburgh, during the festival, I was waiting for a bus. And admittedly, I looked a bit tired. And there's a friend of mine who's a comic, he's adorable, but he's random, And he's the kind of guy who sleeps in the same clothes all the time. And he's just, he never had a set, he'd always improvise and everything. And he stopped at the bus stop. This first stop. Stopped at the bus stop on his bike. Right? He had a bike. It looked like somebody had just pulled it out of a river. Right? It was all kind of random, and his hair was everything. And he went, Lynn, are you waiting for a bus? And I said, yes, I am. And he went, you are? And I said, I am. I'm waiting for a bus. And he went, oh. And he delved into the midst of this sweater that he got, and he pulled out this manky old tenner, and he went, treat yourself. Have a taxi. And I was like, how sad do I look, man? How unhappy I like the bus. Do you know? But if a guy on a bike that looks like it's been rescued from a pond offers you a tenner because you look sad, you know you look sad.
I had one of those back in Toronto. I'm doing very well in my career. I've got this top 2 floors of this old Victorian house is my apartment. I got 2 decks. I got a deck on the back and a deck on the bottom front. It was gorgeous. I paid a sweet amount of rent. And I'm coming on my way home, and you walk everywhere in Toronto. But I was on my way home, and right on the corner of the main street, there was a donut shop. And we talked about apple fritters before. I bought a coffee and an apple fritter, and just on the other side of it, going back up the street to my apartment, there was a staircase. So I just sat down. I had my coffee, I had my donut, and I'm eating it and having a sip, and this woman crossed the street. And she said, "Is that your dinner?" And she reaches in and tries to give me money.
Bless
and I said, "Bless her," but I said, "Do I look that bad? Like, do I look like I'm homeless?" I thought I was dressed kind of, "Hey, I'm part of your lot. I'm well done." What? You think I live here? And this is all I'm eating today? I was...
apple fritter guy.
60 cents a day for food.
But technically, I'd like to protest on behalf of everybody who just does have apple fritters for dinner, or who does enjoy, in fact, going on the bus. It's okay, They don't need help. I didn't need help because I was going on a bus. I needed help. I have to say, you do look good today. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
I might have seen it before. On a model.
Wow. My whole thing right now is that this is going to be my outfit.
Oh, really? Forever?
Yes, so that people will know, that they won't be able to know. It's like, I saw you on a podcast, but I can't. Was it something about Valentine's?
Nobody say I saw you on a podcast. It's a podcast. Nobody watches this. It'll be like, one of the neighbours will say, "Hey, why do you always wear that shirt, man?"
Did you hear there was a guy that did the news? He did the news in the same suit every day. And when they finally caught on, he said, "I've been doing this on purpose because all everyone talks about is what the news, the weather girl, or other women have got to wear a different outfit every day." So he wore the same suit every day for a year, and then they finally caught on, and he was like, "Wow, like you don't give a shit." Kind of goes to something else we were talking about.
I love him.
But I don't know if we talk about that.
What's that?
Remember where we talked about how boring the wardrobe choices for men are as opposed to women?
Oh yeah.
Remember
Yeah. Oh, it's because we were talking about... No, well, we can talk about it. It's just technically it was tricky because, we were talking about Bruce Jenner, and Bruce Jenner's a tricky subject.
Well, because now, he was obviously in a car accident.
Yeah, so it's it's more about...
When people are watching this 30 years from now.
Yeah. They'll know.
Through the archives.
Do you know what's in my mind as you talk? I had one of these, talking about something through the archives, I had this really weird memory, right? There, which is like, I don't like maths, or math as they call it in America, which I don't really understand because that's a singular thing, whereas it's maths, there's a lot of numbers.
No, it's like fish, math.
But you would still say fishes.
No,
it's about priorities. America doesn't prioritise math, so it calls it math. In Britain, they prioritise it, so they call it maths. In America, they prioritise sports.
Sweetheart, do you want a tenner for the bus?
Yeah, I do.
No, what I remembered was that I had a maths teacher called Mr. Brodie at my school, and he wore the same kilt every day. He actually wore a kilt, and he wore the same kilt every day, and he smelled a little bit cheesy, I have to say.
Yeah.
But he, and when we asked him, "Do you have another kilt? Is that the only kilt you've got?" He'd say, "Oh, no, I have another kilt. I have my gardening kilt." So he'd wear a garden, but I hadn't even thought about that, actually. What are you laughing at? What?
You can see, I have my my formal kilt, or I have, but it's very specific to have a gardening kilt. Now I'm going, what's in a gardening kilt? Like, is there special pockets for hose?
Now we're getting to 50 Shades of Kilt, aren't we? 50 Shades of Kilt.
50 Shades of Plaid.
This is where I put my whole... Plaid I find difficult to say because it's tartan for me. It's tartan. Yeah. Plaid is like something that
See, that's what we put on fish and chips.
What, tartan?
Tartar.
No, not tartan.
Wow! I have never seen such a Scottish reaction! Yeah!
Oh, I've got a question for you. It's from my friend. Well, it's your friend too, but it was a question he put on Twitter just when we were talking about Scotland. And his handle on Twitter is Big Shagger 1. So this is from Big Shagger 1. And he says, what's funny about this?
It's sort of like self-love. Yeah. Big Shagger 1?
Big Shagger 1.
Yeah.
And he says, do you think Scotland will recover from divisive and sometimes bigoted indie rave campaigning from both sides? Were you interested in the Scottish independence thing?
Obviously, not.
Is that a no? Is that basically a no?
No, it's not my homeland, but there was a lot of similarities. They said when the Canadians spoke of it, because Quebec has always wanted to secede.
Right.
And there was so I heard the back and forth, and Canada's still in that pickle of the Quebecois want to leave, but the thing with the Quebecois too, they want to keep the passports, keep the currency. Like, it's.
Are they the ones that speak French?
Yes, and I kind of liken it. It's like a kid that wants to stay in your house and tell everyone what to do, what to eat, and keep all the things, but not have anything to do with the family. Right. And you kind of go, or having a screaming child on a long road trip that you do everything to appease, and then at the end you realize you haven't had a great trip because they've just taken that whole time. So it's like, we don't want to be apart, and it's you got to really seriously think these things through, because there was actually some great jokes too, because there's Newfoundland up here, then there's Quebec, and then there's Ontario. And they said, well, if Quebec leaves, the Newfies would be happy because it'll cut down on the 8-hour drive to Toronto.
I don't understand that, but I was laughing politely. Did you see that? I've never been there, so I just thought I went...
The Canadians watching this, woo-hoo-hoo!
I'm like, Jeremy's my friend. I've never been to Canada. I was kind of pro-independence, and it's interesting because I do in fact know Big Shagger 1, and Big Shagger 1 was not for independence. So he and I had a kind of interesting discussion about it, because the thing is that I just figured that Scotland, it's not that they don't like the English, it's that they've recognised that the British government is broken, like completely and utterly broken. And they figure that if you take independence and start again, then basically it would,
I almost think that on that level too, I think almost every government, what do they say, something like every 7 years, they say you should just start everything again. Because there's too many lifers, and it's a world of its own. I mean, to get into politics, but it's just, they make decisions. I mean, even here, you do one term in Congress, and you have your medical benefits for you and your family for the rest of your life. And then you have the right to tell me, well, no, you don't get that. You have to pay an insurance premium. It's like, well, no. You did one term as a state senator, and you're set for life?
Hey, I want a job in Congress. I could do it, because all you need to do is say no all the time. You just go, right, I'm a senator, I'm saying no.
Yeah, no.
No. Let me think about it.
It's the same. I always thought that the eye doctor was the same way. I could be an eye doctor.
What?
It's like A or B. A or B. Oh, B? Okay, B. C or D? C or D? And then you go, okay, we got A, B, C, D. Oh, you need a 73. I'm an eye doctor. Woo!
Yeah. But it seems easier to be a senator.
Yeah, no.
No. And in fact, and you could stay incognito, because people could go, what, are you a senator? And you could go,
no.
What were you thinking, naked cameraman? I heard you were Scottish politics.
I think it's more that Scotland's more like Europe than England is. So England would consider leaving Europe, and Scotland really wants to be in Europe. It's a bit like Austin and Texas. Do you know what I mean? Austin is very different from the rest of Texas.
Yeah.
Probably would be better in the rest of the United States, and Texas probably wants to go.
Look at him.
So then this will explain my joke then.
What?
So Texas wants to leave, and the people from Florida are great because it'll cut down on the drive to Los Angeles.
I know, but I'm not big on. You can just get a plane. Why wouldn't you just get a plane? I'll give you £10 for a taxi. Actually, you know what you were saying there was really useful because I got a Twittery question from Pink Birdie 48840.
I just like to read Pink Birdie.
Pink Birdie 48840. There's a lot there. What's the one thing that we Americans say or do that drives you nuts or makes you think we're all lunatics? And actually, what you just said about Europe, I think, is really interesting because America is like Europe in the sense that it's all varied. You know, like how people are in California, and in fact, how people are in South California, it's not the same as how they are in North California, and isn't how they are like on the East Coast.
Bathrooms.
I don't like the thing.
Bathrooms drive me crazy.
Why?
No, because people, I say, you go to a restaurant, you go, where's the washroom? And I get looked at like, I didn't ask to have sex with your mother. I said, where's the washroom to wash it? And they go, oh, you mean a bathroom? And I go, this is my, now my kids got it too. Whenever someone says, oh, the bathroom, I go, no, I don't need a bath. I just want to wash up. Yeah. And someone asks me, you know where the bathroom is? And I go, do you want a bath? But they act as if I'm some lunatic because I've asked for the washroom.
I wonder why.
A water closet, the loo, but bathroom is okay.
I always ask for the facilities.
But you think too, even if you're in a country where you don't even know the language, if you're in a restaurant and I walk up to someone that's in the restaurant and all they hear is blah, 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 they would probably go, you're probably...
Except you should never ask a senator where the bathroom is. Because if you say to the senator, do you know where the washroom is? You know what he'll say? No. No, I don't like bathrooms because...
I second that senator's motion. No.
No, I don't know why. I don't like them because this is a thing I never even knew that I didn't like. But in Britain, right, I'm a lady who likes a cubicle. And I like my cubicles to be like... The walls go from the floor to the ceiling, or pretty close to the ceiling. Here, it's more of a kind of stall.
Oh, that's because that started because the guys that invented the stalls also invented the limbo.
No.
Are you a senator?
No. Just imagine sitting there doing your business and all of a sudden, Ali moly moly moly. Jesus! What the hell? Ali moly moly mo. You know what's even worse on some golf courses because there are weird people. You go into a washroom.
A general thing.
They've taken the door off the stall, so you're just sitting in an open stall. You're like, someone's in here.
Don't come in!
Yeah. There's no lock on the door because people would move in here and do drugs.
Oh, I don't like that. I always have this dread that I'll be sitting there, just kind of, and then I would get like a head come under the stall, just doing a here's Johnny thing. Do you know what I mean? That really freaks me out. So that is actually the one thing that I don't like. I would
That's
prefer.
the best bit of toilet graffiti I've ever seen.
What's that? Here's Johnny.
Beware lesbian limbo dancers.
Yep.
Yeah,
I saw that.
I'm in my senator mode at the moment. No.
Okay.
I've never seen that. Where was that?
I've seen that one too.
In a toilet. Toilet, washroom, restroom, stall.
There was some Canadian graffiti too that on the back of a washroom stall it says, "Your mother is a nice lady."
Oh, I like that. Positive.
Yeah, eh?
Right. So anyway.
So it says too, the other one drives you nuts.
Yeah.
It's just my joke. Pirate shows up at the pearly gates and he's got a steering wheel wrapped around his waist. And the man at the gate says, what's that? He goes, it's driving me nuts.
Please tell me we're nearly finished.
But I say, it says, so what drives you nuts? Instantly, man, I'm going, it's driving me nuts. I got go there. I just, and then once the joke's,
I think it's funny.
I can't.
Driving me nuts.
It's driving me nuts.
Save for the bell.
National Talk Like a Pirate Day is the best day ever.
Do you talk like a pirate?
There is a Talk Like a Pirate Day, yeah.
I know, but do you talk like a pirate?
If it doesn't take much to get me to talk like a pirate.
I think they should have Talk Like a Senator Day.
Yeah, no.
No. In fact, they tried to, but when they suggested it, happened. All right, we have to go. We'll be back. Could you cough again?
Oh, God.
We have to go. We have to go. I'm sorry about that, but it's 20 minutes. We've got to go pick up. And we'll see you again next time. And Jeremy will probably be wearing the
same shirt.
Oh, so if you want to ask a question, I can't guarantee we'll answer it, but I'll try. You could tweet me a question at Lynn Ferguson. Or you can make a comment if you're watching this on the video. And, you know what would be awesome? Can you share this? Thanks. Alright, see you later.